Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 24th to the 30th, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much. And I know you guys have noticed, but there's been, I guess, it's so funny to say, a bit of rebranding going on. I am now Dane Hart Guided Messages, and it is me. You can see my tattoo, you hear my voice, so it is me. And yeah, I hope you like the name change and the good energy you brought forward. I don't know, it just felt like time. I was so compelled to do it, so why not? All right. Now, oh, and if you're interested in a private reading, they start at $10. That's a very quick reading, so do be mindful about that. But you can go to my channel, well, my website, danehartguidedmessages.com. It's listed in the description box below, and I'd be more than happy to read for you. So now let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, here, Taurus. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we are crowned. Ooh, we're crowned with the Ace of Cups. Interesting. Okay. We then have the Moon. I'm not surprised. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Page of Wands, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. We have the Hierophant. Well, I picked it up like this. I guess so. If I just turned it over like that, it'd be right side up. So I guess you're kind of shifting right now. So I'm going to put you like this. So just be aware. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Four of Swords. We have the High Priestess, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Lovers reversed. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Death card, which is strong Scorpio energy coming through. We have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. All right. So let me just make sure everything's in frame. Pull everything down a bit so you can see it better. Let me just make sure that's okay. All right, perfect. So what I find very interesting is that, you know, this is going to be a week where you can be your best friend and the worst enemy at the exact same time. So do be mindful about this. You expect a lot from yourself. If you're born on the cusp with Gemini, or you have Gemini in your life or in your chart, you can find that energy to be very kind of overwhelming. You want it to pick a side and stay there. So just be aware of that as well. You can also be very guided by lusting after things. Oh, I want this, I want that. It's not even lusting after a person, right? It's kind of like our world is about lust, what we want to, accumulate, or what we want to possess in order to move forward in what we feel is prosperity, or how we want others to perceive us as being prosperous. With the Ace of Cups crowning everything, there's a huge emotional release that can happen during this time. So just be aware of this. I do know if you're in the States, it's Thanksgiving, right, on the 28th. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone who celebrates. But this can be an intense time. So if you can take little breaks, if you can oh, excuse me, if you can do something where you're like not in the center with everything and everyone. Oh, I do apologize here, Taurus. That is going to be really super important. We have the moon coming through, very strong Pisces energy, time frame February 19th to March 20th. But this is also our dreams and our wishes and what we desire, but also the illusion of things. The reality might not seem as real as our dreams. And we have that coupled with the death card, which is very strong Scorpio energy, time frame October 23rd to November 21st. It's the time frame we've just come out of. And we're going to see ourselves transforming, yet we are fighting transformation with the 10 of Swords right here. This is my minor arcana death card. And so this is a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new, but this can also be like overkill, just like thinking about something too much, putting too much stress on ourselves, being very, intense. So just being mindful about that. We need to listen to our inner child when it comes to our passion, our fire, our tenacity. If we have fire sign energy in our chart, that's going to come through like an inner child, like a child demanding attention. It's not going to be a well-behaved child that's sitting there quietly coloring. It's going to be the kid having a temper tantrum in the middle of the store and just being so overwhelmed. So do be aware of this during this time, but also looking at what about us needs to be expressed. What is it that we think, oh, that's that, like that's being sneaky, when it's not taking advantage of anybody or anything, but like that part of our personality wants to come out and we're like, oh, but that's a sneaky way of it coming out. It's like, no, it's trying to express itself whatever way it can move forward in our day-to-day life. We are going to be our greatest fan and our biggest enemy. Do be mindful about that during this time. We can work really well with other Taurians, and then also not like be really kind of like frustrated by them. So do be aware of that as well. There's also a sense of us wanting to follow the rules and wanting to break all the rules at the exact same time. We are going to have an energy in our life that is going to come in. It doesn't have to come in for a long time. It could be just for a quick moment where it is this like opening up of insight. It's kind of like this wise woman, wise man. Like it doesn't matter how the high priestess comes through, however the person identifies. It's like an opening up of our eyes, an insight that's like, oh, I didn't see it like this, or oh, I didn't know it like that, or oh, what about this way? And the sense of being deeply connected. We might not like the person. Do be mindful about this, but they ask a question, they open up, some sort of idea, and it just sends us on a deeper journey than we had ever expected we would go on. So do be aware of that. We need to rest and we need to take it slow. Are we going to want to? No. We also need to honor our story. If we don't honor our story, we're not seeing ourselves. If we don't see ourselves, Taurus, it makes us frustrated and it makes us want to act out. So do be aware of this during this time. Again, we can lust after things. I want, I want, I want. And that's just so, it's so approved of in our culture, in our world, in a sense of like making money and moving things forward. So just be mindful about that during this time, because we can be a bit susceptible. And of course the holidays are coming up, so commercials are revving up, and people like influencing us are revving up. So just be mindful about that. If we have a Gemini energy in our life, or we're dealing with people who can be rather two-faced. I'm not saying all Geminis will be two-faced during this time, but just be mindful that you can have two-faced energy coming into your life and just being overwhelming, or like a person saying one thing to you and then something to somebody else. And it's like, whoa, wait, I thought I stood on better ground with them. So being aware of that is going to be a very important thing. Okay, that's the Page of Wands. This is the page. Oh, the Page of Cups. He's holding a cup. Oh, how brilliant. Okay. So, with the Page of Cups coming into play here, this is us being a student of our heart. This is us, looking at what we love and seeing that. I see the ones like with the fox, which I think is interesting. Okay. Getting off track. But with this energy coming forward, it's a sense of, what do I love? What do I need to really embrace? And it's not what I'm lusting after. It's like the world is shouting very loudly at us. You want this, you want that. Oh, this will make you cool. That will make you happy. But it's really connecting with our inner heart and saying, what do I love? What do I want to spend my money and time on? What is sacredly important to me? And then we start changing the whole entire game. Then we start changing ourselves so completely. And that's where we see the death card come in, the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. I know everybody gets freaked out when we see the death card. It's like, oh no, bad omen. It's not. It's one of the most beautiful cards in the whole entire deck. And what it is transformation. And what it also is a reminder that every single life goes through transformation. It just does, from the riches of us to the not. So here it is the sense of my life is transforming. I am transforming. I am entering into a different stage of my life for myself as I move forward in my energy, as I move forward in my sphere of being. And then it brings us to the Seven of Wands, where there's the sense of impatience, of frustration, of overburdened, of questioning, of of deeper desire, and there's almost a sense of like the game isn't going the way I thought it was going to go. I'm not moving forward to the place that I thought I was going to be. Instead of looking at it and seeing our dreams, why don't we start? And I mean, I know this sounds so like hippy dippy to say, why don't we start seeing spirit's dreams for us? But instead of saying, I didn't do this in the time that this dream was put in my head, why don't we say to ourselves, you know, that dream was put in my heart. And now my life is transforming for me to reconnect with my passion again. Because we can have a fire sign energy, especially if we have a young fire sign energy in our lives, in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they're going to push us towards our dreams, push us more towards what we want it to be, but also be so frustrating at the exact same time. So do be mindful about this, because at the end of this week, we're taking the reins. At the end of this week, we're saying, you know what, there's so much more here than meets the eye. There's so much more to me than I ever knew. I mean, this is chariot energy, right? This is Cancer energy. June 21st to July 22nd. Gemini energy is May 21st to June 20th. So we have us, Taurus, coming in to play, right? Taurus energy goes into Gemini energy, goes into Cancer energy. And so what we're going to be seeing here is we're going to be seeing ourselves like transform and embrace different aspects of an energy sphere that may not always be the most comfortable for us, right? But is the most powerful, because usually around the time that we're born, those energies can be a little bit more intense. So being aware of that is going to be important. The Scorpio energy. Now, Scorpio is our sister sign. It can bring out the best in us. We can find that our best friends can be Scorpios and our worst enemies. So here with this energy, what we're going to see is the sense of coming together, of transformation, but also the sense of like, I don't have to be so rigid with myself, because that's what we can be with ourselves. We can have a tendency towards to be so rigid and then demand perfection. And when we think perfection isn't attainable, just freeze. So just be mindful about that. During this time, we need to slow things down, say what is important to me, where do I need to, you know, designate my time, and then move forward with that knowledge and in that understanding. It moves us then to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Raven. The universe is calling you to notice important synchronicities. And the universe is going to be calling to you to notice certain things aligning, certain things moving you forward. And it's going to be beautiful, but it can be overwhelming, because again, with the high priestess energy, the veil is being lifted. We're seeing things in a way that we hadn't seen them before. So let's see here, angels and spirit guides. Oh, we have love, the heart coming forward. So embracing what we love, letting our hearts guide us with a chariot energy. That's also so important, with the sense of let my heart guide me, let my love guide me, let myself open the door to what I love and what I desire and where I need to be. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. This is the Eight of Wands, being so frustrated that things aren't moving as quickly as we want them to. And instead of saying, okay, I'm frustrated, like I'm going to step back, it's going to be like, I just need to plow forward, right? I'm just going to be the bull in the china shop, make everything happen. But what we wind up doing is breaking things. So just be very mindful about that energy during this time, because it's not going to serve us the way that we hope it would, or we thought it might. It leads us then to our subconscious spirit message, which is the ostrich reversed. And this says, the choice is clear for you now. Follow your wisdom, follow the wisdom and truth you feel in your heart. And as much as we have our heart chakra coming forward, we have that fear here in our spirit connection of of ourselves not fully being in love with what we're doing, or being afraid to open up to what we truly love or where we truly want to be, and just being overwhelmed, and then pulling an ostrich, right, wanting to hide our heads in the sand and run away. So do be mindful about that. It moves us then to our third eye chakra energy, which is absolutely beautiful. This is visualization. This is the third eye chakra, and it is open. So really focusing on what you want, visualizing it. If you don't have a picture of like, oh, this is what I want, you visualize the emotion, visualize the feeling. Can you give it a certain color? Can you say, oh, this is where I want my heart to be, or this is what I love, or this is what's so important to me? Like, just give that energy a color and visualize yourself washed over in that color of your success, of your love. And that helps to raise your energy vibration. It helps to change your life and move you forward. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. And during this time, it's the 10 of Cups. It's being afraid to live our happily ever after. It's being afraid to say, this is what makes me happy. This is what I love. Like, this is what I want. This is what's important to me. So as we start to say, this is what I love, we also need to be very mindful, because we can have a bit of the green-eyed monster in us, right? A bit of the comparison, being the thief of joy energy around us. So not looking at everybody else, and just say, this is me looking at you. This is what I love. This is what I want. This is how I'm moving forward. That is going to be so important. Even if, as life does, it gives us twists and turns along the way. Just staying to what you love and staying true to your heart, but also to your joy, to building up and filling your cup, so that you can bring joy and beauty and peace and abundance to the rest of the world. It moves us then to judgment. It moves us out of darkness into a balance, into a light, into an understanding. But it's also a sense of being seen. I see you coming out of the darkness and being seen. And that is going to be justice for you. That's going to be harmonizing and beautiful. All right. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.